a tax write-off gem for lash artists that many lash artists don't know. You don't have to pay for your business with your own money or your credit cards. Boom, got a client right there. You can earn so much in rewards that you can actually just purchase a flight just off your rewards. Once I got a business bank account, the view of my business completely changed. Hey girl boss, welcome back. My name is Janae, a licensed esthetician and owner of Lash Boulevard. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you business gems on how I run my business as a lash artist. I'll be sharing with you all how I pay myself as a lash artist, taxes as a lash artist, and write-offs as a lash artist, and just a few gems when it comes to the business side of being a lash artist. Something not too many people talk about because the focus is usually on styling and lash mapping, like the actual service of lashing. Today we're going to get into the business of everything, and if you are an aspiring lash tech, a current lash tech, or just a beauty professional that would like a few gems on the business side, then this video is definitely I first want to say that I am not a CPA nor a tax professional. Everything that I'll be sharing with you all will be through my own knowledge from trial and error, as well as professionals who have shared the knowledge with me, and I'm just sharing it with you all. So I'm going to be numbering off things that I do to help run my business and just navigate tax season, navigate through business ownership in general. But a lot of these things that I now have in place for my business, the systems, came through trial and error. It came over time. So if you're not doing some of these things, if you haven't even thought about some of these things, don't worry, it is okay. I was in your shoes. Take this as an opportunity to get on your okay, so we're just gonna hop straight in. Back when I first started my business, I did not have a properly structured LLC. I didn't have a business debit card. I didn't have a business credit card. I don't even think I was thinking about any of that. Didn't even really too much know about it until I found out that your business is basically non-existent until you establish some type of credit history for it, which makes a lot of sense because think about it. When it comes to obtaining assets like funding, property, a car, the loan officers that can lend you money to help you get some of these assets are going to check your credit. They do this because they want to see if you'll be able to pay that loan back, if you're eligible, and if you have no credit established, they have nothing to go off of, meaning the chances will be very slim that you'll get the funding that you may want. Then I also found out that in order to even get there, I would need to properly structure my business. It was at that point when I realized I need to not treat my business like a hobby, but instead an actual business. So the first thing I did was professionally structure my business as an LLC. To do this, I went through Zen Business. They structured everything for me: my articles of organization, my EIN, my business documents, my registered agent services, as well as compliance services. Now to do this, it cost me almost $900, which was a very risky move because when it comes to registering your business, it can cost as little as $150 to $200 depending on what state you're in. That was a very risky move of me. Like I said, I learned a lot through trial and error, and I'm here today to tell you what I learned so that you can go ahead and be great with your business and not make rookie moves like that. So yeah, structuring your business is actually something you can 100% do yourself for not that much. I thought that I wasn't going to be capable of doing it myself, like it was just going to be all type of words I didn't know anything about, difficult paperwork, things that I didn't know how to do. No, it's a very simple process. It's a very quick process, and it's not as expensive as it will be if you go through an outside source to do it for you. If you're in Illinois, girl, do all that yourself. Research, of course, research for sure, but you don't need. Anyway, if you do want to go through a company to do it for you and you just don't feel like doing it yourself, you can, of course, but just know that it can be very pricey, and to always double check the paperwork, because I was paying $400 a month to make sure that they kept up with my paperwork, meaning that all my documents were accurate, and they had my whole business name spelled wrong on one of my important documents, which is very important. It may seem like something simple, but that's very important when it comes to the structure of your business. $400 for you to have my business name spelled wrong is pretty insane to me. The second thing I did was get a business bank account. This was a W move. W meaning win, if you didn't know. Once I got a business bank account, the view of my business completely changed, because before that I had everything on one card. My personal expenses, my business expenses, using my personal money to pay for my business expenses, using my business money to pay for my personal expenses. Like now everything is separate, and I can actually see more clearly what is coming in and what is going out a month. Before I did that, I honestly couldn't even really see how much money I was making. I just knew I was making some type of money. But when I actually got a business debit card is when I could see, oh, this is how much is coming in a month. Oh, this is how much I'm spending on business a month. You know, like a business debit card, depending on which card you get, can specifically have tools in place to show you all the financials of your business. You can set goals in the app of the debit card. The debit card can give you statistics on when your best months are versus when your slower months can be, and the average of how much you make a month. It's so different. It literally changed the whole view of how I was looking at my business financially. Having a business bank account made it so much easier, especially when it came to taxes, because all the information was right there. I didn't have to sort through personal and business, seeing a dang on Chipotle order here, then a freaking Lash Amazon order there, then a dang on Ulta order here, Popeyes order there. No, business is over here, personal is over here in a completely different account. And that was great. When I got my business debit card, I just researched some of the best bank cards for small businesses and went with my option. Is this a little blurry? Through the business debit card, I also got to see how much I was paying myself throughout the month, which gets into how I pay myself, which I feel like is a common question amongst business owners. How do you pay yourself when you have your own business? And really, there's so many different ways that you can do it. You can even put yourself on payroll, but I do it in a very simple way. I literally just send my personal account a payment from my business account and label it as pay. It's really that simple. I know, I was pretty surprised too, so I'm like, what? That's all I have to do? Yeah, I always thought that there needed to be way more to do it. Like I needed to write myself a check or something, or I needed to put myself on payroll, but no, you don't. You can just literally send yourself a payment from your business account to whatever personal account you have, and boom, you got paid. And you can do it as frequently as you want to. You can put yourself on a schedule. Like you can pay yourself once a week. You can pay yourself bi-weekly. You can pay yourself whenever you need it or whatever. I would just always have some type of financial plan in place when you're doing it, just so that money is being allocated in the best way. Like even me, I can honestly say I should probably have a better schedule of how I pay myself, because I literally just send myself money whenever I need it, whenever I want it. And you know, we're trying to be financially literate over here all 2024 and beyond. So I'm actually going to try to get into the groove of paying myself every Friday and see how that goes. The third thing I did was get a business credit card. Now, I waited a while to do this, but just like the debit card, I researched some of the best credit cards to get for small businesses and made my decision. I filled out the application, and within a few days later, I received my business credit card in the mail. If you're not confident or certain in getting a credit card, there are other ways that you can build your business credit. For instance, shopping with companies that use net 30 or net 60 terms. And by that, I mean by shopping with companies that will allow you to pay for your business purchases in 30 or 60 days, hence the net 30 and the net 60. Terms can vary as far as how many days a company is willing to give you, so just make sure you always read the fine print when choosing to buy from a company that works with those types of terms. A good company that uses those terms is Uline. Uline sells things like business supplies, shipping supplies, cleaning supplies, a lot of necessities that businesses need, so definitely check them out. Free gem. Back to credit cards. I'm gonna just be honest with you and say that credit cards are nothing to play with. If you decide to get one, really take the time out to understand and read the fine print of what is being expected of you. There are credit cards that charge annual fees, which is an annual fee that you would need to pay and can range from hundreds of dollars a year. I've seen people with great credit cards, but that come with $600 fees every year, and then forget that they even have the annual fee coming up and get penalized for it because the credit card didn't remind them or warn them they had a fee coming up. It's so easy to forget about an annual fee. It's so easy to forget about a bill in general that only comes around once a year. That's how they get you. If you do want to get a credit card but you know you don't want that obligation, make sure you are getting a credit card that does not come with an annual fee. There are plenty to choose from. Just always do your research. There are also interest fees and late fees that can be applied if you ever begin struggling to make payments on your credit card. You just always want to make sure that you know what is expected of you and that you budget the right way. So like when it comes to having a credit card, and say for instance they give you a decent amount of money, say for instance you got somewhere over 10,000, like maybe 15,000 or whatever, understand that it is always best to have a plan when you have a lump sum of money. You don't want to have all that money and then blindly use it, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how you can slip into debt. And I say slip into debt, meaning it can happen right before your eyes and you ain't even know it. Just always be diligent, have a plan. Just have a plan. On the brighter side, I wanted to give y'all a few challenges first that I can end with the positive. I like doing that over here. But on the brighter side, credit cards can come with a lot of benefits. Swiping your credit card at certain places or for certain things can actually earn you rewards that can be used to purchase flights, food, hotels, you name it. You can earn so much in rewards that you can actually just purchase a flight just off your rewards. Like, not even using your personal money, but just off of your rewards. The American Express business credit cards do offer that perk. A particular credit card of theirs even offers you access into the Delta Sky Lounge at the airport, which is pretty cool to me. I've always wanted to go into the Delta Sky Lounge. Another perk of credit cards can be the cash back that you can receive. I know whenever I use my business credit card to make a purchase on Amazon, I always get cash back. So anytime I'm making a business purchase from Amazon, I'm always making sure to click on my credit card to make sure that the credit card is being charged. So yeah, it's always nice to receive money back just simply for spending it. I know the word credit card can have people running for their heels, but something that I've realized is that you can't be afraid of credit. Like, in order to get good credit, you can't be afraid of credit. I personally only feel like it's risky when you just get to swiping back and forth with no real plan. Like, always have some type of budget in place if you need to, or some type of plan in place on how you're gonna pay the money back. So you all know that I got my business structured first, and then I got my business debit card, and then I went on to get my business credit card. So the fourth thing that I did, and this is going to be a little gem for all the people that have stayed this far into the video, but the fourth thing that I did is educated myself on the ways that I can get funding for my business. I learned that doing hard labor and working for the money was not the only way you could get money for your business. Like, you don't have to pay for your business with your own money or your credit cards. You can obtain plenty of income through grants. Grants consist of money that is given to you that does not have to be paid back whatsoever. There can be a process when it comes to filling out applications for grants to receive this money though. Some of them require a little bit of legwork, like you may have to fill out a questionnaire or answer some questions on what you need the money for, why you're deserving of the money, what the money will go to, and then they choose whoever they want to give the grant money to. Then there's also grants that pretty much require little to nothing of you. All you have to do is take 5 seconds to fill in general information, and then boom, they can choose whether or not you're the person they give the grant money to. There are many people putting in applications for grants, so sometimes you have rolling grants that you can keep applying for. You may not get picked all the time, but you never know. I would just apply to at least 5 per month, and you never know when you could be that lucky girl. But yes, there are all types of grants. Businesses literally roll out grants, especially toward the end of the year, because grants for businesses can be used as a tax write-off. I'm giving y'all all the gems today. We'll be talking more about tax write-offs a bit later in this video, but yes, lots of businesses roll out grants to people that need it, even people that probably don't need it. They're trying to get their charity work in before the end of the year. Get on Google right now. Well, actually not right now because this is our me and you time, but after this video, get on Google and research 5 grants that you can apply to. And grants can range from so many different types of things. If you want to be more specific so that you have a higher chance of winning, I would try to Google category specific grants. You know, there's lots of grants out there for all different types of people, some regardless if you have a business or not. And that money can be used to fund your business, scale your business, invest in inventory, start a new business, whatever. Just don't limit yourself to always feeling like you have to receive money through hard work and labor. I mean, there can be some type of work that you have to put into filling out a grant application, but you didn't have to go through hours of a work day to do it. You didn't have to strain your back to do it. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, money is a frequency, but don't get me started because this video going on for 30 minutes extra, and that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. Now, this also brings me to taxes, because taxes are so important when it comes to having a business. It is extremely important to pay your taxes back and pretty stressful for some. So let's get into it. As a business owner, unless you're paying quarterly on your taxes, then you pretty much get to keep all the money that you are making for that entire year until it is time to file your taxes and pay a percentage of how much you made back in taxes. This can catch a lot of people off guard, especially first-time business owners if they aren't aware. Imagine making, I don't know, let's say $60,000, and you go to file your taxes and you see that you have to pay $6,000 back in taxes. These are just numbers, by the way, totally random numbers. The numbers may not even make sense, honestly, but I'm just saying this so that you can have perspective. Anyway, if you wait until the ultimate last day to file your taxes, then that means that that $6,000 tax payment will be due on that day. I'm saying this from experience. Paying quarterly could help so that you don't have just a huge lump sum of money that you have to give back in taxes. But regardless, it is always important to save, because the reality is if you're not prepared, then that can turn into a struggle for you. I say this literally from experience, because there was a point in time I didn't know much about write-offs. I didn't know much about taxes as a business owner, period. It was completely different from how it was when I was working a job that gave me W-2s. And you know, I just had to learn a lot to navigate the tax season. I had to go through a few tax professionals that didn't know what they were talking about, and I finally came across some tax professionals that were actually very helpful for me and educated me. Something that really helps a lot when it comes to taxes for me, and I'm pretty sure it can help any other business owner out there, is saving for taxes as well as miscellaneous things in general. You know, you always just want to have a savings account ready for a rainy day, a savings account ready for taxes. Now I'm going to share with you 3 things that has helped me when it comes to taxes. The first thing is to save. I know I said this already. I probably said this like 2, 3, 4, 5 times, but I'm saying it again because it really is so important to save. Imperative. It's best to save at least 30% of every sale that you make. So 30% of whatever profits that you have of that day. So say for instance, you made $300 for the day lashing, put up 90 for taxes, put up 20 for rainy day savings. That's $110. Put it up. If you can't put away at least 30%, just put something. Just always have something in your savings account to help you in some kind of way. The second gem for tax purposes is knowing what to write off. A write-off is pretty much an expense that can be used to help reduce the amount you'll have to pay back in taxes. Like I said, say you made $60,000 for that year, but really it was only $40,000 for that year because you had to pay $20,000 throughout the year in business expenses, meaning supplies, tools, suite rent, all those things I mentioned that you had to spend money on for the business can be a write-off. So that $6,000 tax payment that I told you may have to pay could then turn into, say, maybe a $4,000 tax payment after write-offs. Again, these are just numbers I'm spilling out, not factual tax data, percentages, anything like that. I'm literally just thinking of numbers off the dome. They probably don't even make sense for the tax margins, honestly, but I'm really just telling you to give you some perspective. So yeah, when it comes to write-offs, understand that without using your write-offs, you may have a bigger tax bill to pay. A tax write-off gem for lash artists that many lash artists don't know is getting your lashes done. I stay with my lashes done, okay honey? Well, not right now, because for January we doing no nails and no lashes, but outside of that I stay with my lashes done, and make sure to use that as a tax write-off, because me having my lashes done is actually marketing for my business. When I'm out and about and somebody comes up to me and they're like, hey, your lashes look beautiful, they're really nice, oh thank you, I'm actually a lash artist, I have a suite in so and so area, I can do you some lashes just like this, let's get you on the schedule. Boom, got a client right there. I'm literally a walking billboard with my lash extensions on. I'm trying to tell you, my lash extensions are just as much of a write-off as any other marketing expense. Another gem, I usually give 1 gem per topic, but I'm feeling generous today, is the Mile IQ app. Now this video is not sponsored, I just want to say that before I get into this build about Mile IQ, but the Mile IQ app pretty much tracks your miles as you drive and helps calculate how many miles can be written off in taxes every time I use my vehicle to do business. So whether I'm making store runs for the business, whether I'm driving up to my lash suite, whenever I'm using my vehicle for business, it tracks it for me. It calculates all my rides, and whenever I get to my location, I'll get a notification in the app that asks if it was a personal or a business drive, and if it's business, it'll have me choose what category of business it's for and how much I was able to save on taxes for the miles that I used to make that business run. So yeah, let me pull it up now, the app. Today is January 9th, and so far I have $29 in business miles that can be written off. So if you drive a lot for business, definitely look into the Mile IQ app. Something I had to learn about write-offs is not to get too write-off happy, and that not everything can be written off, or at least not the full payment of it can be written off. There are some restrictions to write-off, so always make sure to contact an accountant, speak with an accountant, CPA, that's not only knowledgeable in taxes, but also your field of work. Like I said, I've been to accountants that couldn't even tell me what I could and couldn't write off because they weren't well versed in my field of content creation nor lash artistry. They were just regular tax professionals that really only worked with W-2s. So if you're a business owner, it will probably be beneficial to you to go to an accountant or CPA that is very knowledgeable in taxes when it comes to running a business. and the beauty industry if you're in the beauty industry. Back to getting carried away with write-offs. Understand that when you get very write-off happy, like just writing a lot of things off on your taxes, that ultimately lowers the amount of income you made for that year. So the more you write off, the lower your income will be for that year. The lower your income, the harder it may be to get those assets we talked about toward the beginning of this video. You know, the financing, the house, the vehicle, the property. Yeah, when it comes to getting funding and obtaining assets, not only do the loan officers check your credit, they also may want to check your income. The third gem when it comes to taxes is making quarterly payments. Quarterly payments are when you make a payment each quarter of the year. Paying quarterly can help break your tax payment up in increments so that you're not stuck with a fat bill at the end of the year. I'll just go into the irs.gov website and make that payment under the estimated quarterly payment tab. Anyway, that's all I have for you girl bosses. I hope this video encouraged you to make you some money, because I know I'm about to go make me some money. Before I go, I do want to let you all know that I have a whole website filled with lash artist must-haves, from consent forms to training waivers to already made for you training manuals for your students, so you don't have to do anything but get your hands on the manual and use it to train your students. I really be looking out for y'all. But if anything, make sure you get your hands on my eyelash extension student training waiver and my eyelash extension consent forms. They're on sale on my website right now, linked in the description box. So yes, go grab them and start protecting your business today. I truly do hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any gems yourself, go ahead and share them in the comment section so that we all can receive them, and let's chat it up down there. Other than that, it's a wrap. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.